There's only one place to come. The game
don't exist.
I beg your pardon?
Mickey, can you believe?
Brilliant is as brilliant does, my friends. Brilliant is as brilliant does.
PlayStation 9's new electronic spores tap straight into your...
I wanted to talk about some games that are a little bit cooler than the average. Let's rush it to market. Let's cash in the next craze or franchise. These are games that have got going on up here, man, and in here, okay, in the soul, because these are games that are brilliant.
Look familiar?
The first game I want to talk about that kind of exemplifies a brilliant, to me, game of the last 5 years. Okay, to me, fair enough, because, not everybody's going to agree with these 3 games. Helldivers 2. I know Helldivers ain't exactly perfect, but I think it's a pretty compelling game, man. Helldivers asks you to jump into a situation that is basically fairly unpredictable, with objectives that range pretty far and wide from similar things that you have to do. Fair. That's fair. But what's cool about it is the teamwork. Okay, you are put in here with 3 other strangers, most likely, and you are kind of forced to work like a team, because if you don't work like a team, every man for himself isn't going to work. When that dropship comes, when you finally call that dropship in, ain't nobody going to save you except your teammates, man. If you try to book out of there by yourself, first of all, you're not going to be Mr. Popular. Nobody's really going to want to play with you. But also, you know what? That's just not how you play this game. And can you imagine, and I'm not a game developer, okay, but can you imagine producing a product that somehow encourages people right out of the box with strangers to create a larger effect than what they're capable of doing by themselves, okay? A sports game, you get on a team, you win the game. A shooter, you get on the team, you capture the flag. But this thing makes you make a bigger boom. And everybody and their dog wants to make a bigger boom, and that's what encourages the play, the fun of the bigger, cooler ways to destroy bug and bug kind. I mean, plus it's just a basic matter of survival. If you do not work together, you will not survive this thing. You just probably won't. This is the game where you are a part of something bigger.
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
Okay, the somewhat fascistic reign of humanity across the galaxy, wiping out bugly hordes, throwing your napalm drop balls and equipment balls and all that stuff, typing in the command. In a world that wants to force you into cooperative experiences online all the time, this is the one that I feel gets it the most right. I was put in this situation. I felt like, oh great, I'm about to go in with a bunch of PlayStation gamers. I love PlayStation, but I don't like PlayStation gamers necessarily. Just like I don't really like Xbox gamers necessarily. Because you never know what you're going to get with us, with gamers. You never know if you're going to get the cranky set or the cool cooperative set. I feel like Helldivers 2 encourages cooperation in ways that other games just don't manage to do. And yeah, it is fun to destroy bugs with a huge missile blast that you call in yourself. Very tactile, very cool. Upgrading the things. It's on PlayStation. It's now on Xbox. It's on PC. Oh man, I love this game. But is it the most brilliant on the list? Let's find out.
John Nash was one of the most brilliant.
And so what's brilliance really? What's genius? What's creative intelligence? Some people would argue that it's kind of being out of bounds and a little bit nuts at all times. I can relate to that. I would argue that actual genius doesn't really do any good unless you can contain it within some boundaries that you might actually recognize. People can't do anything with stuff that is too creative for its own good. To wit, this game right here. Stray's kind of an interesting game. It came out during the pandemic. I remember it was a free game on PS Plus, which is really rare because it was a day one game on PS Plus, which basically never happens. Premise is very simple. You are a cat. You get lost at the very beginning of the game. You got to find your way home through this futuristic world. The design of which is both interesting, kind of fresh, but understandable enough and recognizable enough that we don't go crazy here. We don't lose our minds. Creativity and understandability in visuals. That's the watchword. That's what we're talking about.
Seize the day.
Gather ye rosebuds while ye may.
I played it day one. I had nothing better to do, as you can probably imagine. It's not so much the gameplay, because there's other cat sims. Little Kitty Big City comes to mind. That's an awesome little cat sim. But this game is a visualizer, man. This game really builds a complete dystopian robot world in which this cat has to kind of thrive and survive. It's cute, but it's also dark. That's what I love about it. It's a juxtaposition of mood. You see what I'm saying? Whereas Little Kitty Big City is just cute. It's got one mode. Cute. From every aspect of it, it's a short game, but it's complete. It feels like a complete adventure, and part of that, I think, is that visual flair. We can talk all day about mechanics, we can talk all day about story structure, we can talk all day about, but the thing is like video games, you connect with your eyes, you touch with your hands, you get in the game, you are the thing in the game. Give me a cat. Give me something I recognize. Give me form and shape and structure that everyday life. I got cats. I know what they're all about. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't know why you would have a problem with that. It's not about getting the shooting done. It's not about killing the enemies. It is about survival, but it's about exploration. It's about seeing what there is to see. There's an element of brilliance also in the language, the body language of the feline, him or herself. You get the sense that the developers, they really tried to crawl inside this language, this like performance dancers, like performance artists, performance art dancers.
Not in my backyard, utensils.
Visual language is exemplified in color. It's exemplified in the structures of all the buildings, and it's exemplified in these characters that don't talk back to you so much as make kind of weird little fits and bizzits and things. Again, it's about mood. It's about a function following form. Okay, that's why it's on the list. Virginia? Yes, Virginia. Yes, Virginia. Yes. That's why it's on the list. And you know what? I could put a million indie games on here. I put this one. Are there better ones? Yes. Probably. Moving on. And you know, sometimes, creativity, brilliance, genius, all they require of us is to do something that we've already done again, but, you know, better. It's like Epic Mickey rebrushed. Why do I think this is a brilliant game? You know, isn't this just a remake of an old Wii game that was just kind of so-so, kind of disappointing anyway? Yes it is.
Yes, I did. You're good, Spaniard, but you're not that good.
But again, I want to impress something on the fine people viewing this video. That would be you. It kind of doesn't do any good if it's just kind of hanging out in space, right? You actually have to put it in a form that people recognize before it's even accepted, before we even know what we're looking at. That's just the truth. That's how pop music works. That's how the Hollywood movie system works. Anything that's brilliant, quote unquote, in Hollywood, we've already seen like 80% of it somewhere else, other places, right? Trust me, this is just the law of what we interpret as being brilliant and not crazy. But here's the thing. Epic Mickey, the original on Wii, it wasn't so busted you couldn't play it. It was fine. It was a fun game, but it was slightly disappointing. Part of that was because of the control scheme. Epic Mickey was originally developed for Xbox 360 and PS3, but it was ported to Wii because, you know, the powers that be at Disney, they decided, look, the Nintendo is the biggest thing there is, and it was. You know, the Wii was a huge console. The Switch is a huge console. The Switch too. Like, Nintendo consoles are just massive. They just are, because Nintendo rocks. But they decided to port it over, so the nice tight control scheme that allowed you to add paint and then take it away with thinner using the triggers on a regular controller were replaced with the Wiimote and the nunchuck, and it just becomes kind of a sloppy mess because those things with the sensor, depending on how you had it in your room, depending on if there was any interference, see the famous Zelda demo at E3.
Yes. Oh.
It took a little bit more than I expected, but
you could or could not rely on Mickey to do what you wanted him to do. I mean, you know, level design was a bit of an issue. There was a lot of things about that game that were not quite up to snuff. This game fixes it. This game makes it look modern. This game makes it control beautifully. This game takes away all the glitchiness, all the dissatisfaction, all the things that you were wishing was better. Epic Mickey rebrushed does it all, and it does it in a way that you feel like you're playing something new. It's a beautiful beautiful game, this. It really is. I was so surprised by how much I enjoyed playing it. I wouldn't give it more than an 8 out of 10 if I was doing a review. That's not the point. It's brilliant because it's taking something old, making it new, and making it better. Okay, how many remakes have we seen throughout the years that are just worse? This is a better experience. This is how it should have been. If that ain't brilliance, my friend, then neither is Van Gogh, neither is Mozart, neither is Shakespeare, and neither is my left pinky. In the end, my friends, brilliant, genius, they are as they do. In other words, what you be, it ain't what you be, it's what you do. And that's all I really want you to. In other words, be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes. That's, because of the relevant.